I'm Tara, and you're watching The Movement. There is a myth out there that eating healthy has to be costly. And as a mom on the go, I'm always searching for ways to make meals that are healthy and not break the bank. Natalie, what do you do as a businesswoman?
I believed that myth for the longest time. I think eating healthy is one of the biggest things that I splurged on. And it wasn't until I had to live on my own and then become an adult to start discovering ways to buy things that aren't expensive.
Because you didn't have to really deal with that,
No,
right?
you don't have
Growing
to think
up
about
at
that when you're
home.
living with mom and dad.
Right. And now you're this sophisticated,
Yes, thank you very
single,
much.
beautiful
Keep it
woman.
coming, keep it
Yeah.
coming.
And you have to watch your account.
No, but on a serious note, it's where most of our money goes. Like you look at your bills and it's all food. And I started looking at my bills at the end of the week and I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And trying to see if I can spend less and less while still eating healthy. I'm the biggest health nut ever, so I just discovered certain stores you can go to buy healthy stuff.
Buy healthy foods.
Yeah,
Brandy,
it's doable.
I want to know your take because we had an interesting conversation earlier. So
I think it's possible as long as you don't have an ego. Like when I
What do you
first
mean?
moved
What do
out
you mean?
here,
What do you mean ego?
because when I first moved out here, my cousins were like, "Oh my God, you should go get certain things from the 99-cent store, etc." I was like, "I'm not stepping into
Right.
the 99-cent store to go grocery
Right,
shopping."
but that's a real I can relate to that.
Yeah, and it wasn't until, the economy crashed and everything went down with it that I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to save money.
Yeah.
But it wasn't easy. But that's because growing up, in a certain environment, I was like, okay, when I grow up, I'm going to make sure I do this and I have to do that. So for me, it hit a soft spot. It reminded me of having to struggle.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want that for myself.
So what are your tips? Like what are some tips that you have for somebody who wants to prepare a healthy meal on a budget without breaking the bank? Because there's this myth, right, that you can't buy organic or you can't buy these healthy foods without spending a ton of money.
Yeah, well, for me, I was really surprised at some of the items that I found at the dollar store, to be honest with you. Like, for example, you can get this vinegar from the dollar store, you can get salt from the dollar store, you can get any type of seasonings. There are some dollar stores as well where you can actually get fresh fruit, which was very surprising to me. Yes, one of my girlfriends, she was cooking one day, we were in her kitchen, and I asked her something about one of her ingredients, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, and I got this stuff from the dollar store." I was like, "Really?" And I had eaten it, so I didn't die, right? So I was like, "Oh my God, okay, that's good to know."
So I didn't die.
Yeah.
I didn't. This sounds terrible, but I didn't even know that there were discount grocery stores, and I discovered that living on my own and having to figure out a budget. And I had the same issue. It's put your ego aside. And,
right.
Or I'd rather splurge on something else. I'm gonna spend my money on something else and save on food.
Shoes.
I think, and I think for me as a busy mom, and both of my children, excuse me, I have a hair in my lip. Both of my children are in sports, so we're never home, and we're not making dinner or eating until 7, 8 o'clock at night. So there's that, how can I get something in front of them without having to go to the store every single day, number one. And number two, not having to break the bank, But I like this idea, and you're so right, Brandy, about this, because these are like year supplies of items.
Yeah, and
I mean, stuff you have at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just about to say the same thing. Like, who doesn't have salt, olive oil, and vinegar for starters?
Yeah.
And what is this? Sumac?
This one's a little more exotic, but you can find it at a lot of ethnic stores.
I do have a question though. How do you make the healthy meal if you're in your kitchen and you've had a couple of glasses of wine? Because that's always mine, because I love to have, and this is just, girl talk, but I love to have my glass of wine when I'm cooking, but if I have two, I can never remember to go check
Can I tell you
my
about my most exciting discovery? You can even find wine at the discount store.
Shut up! Are you
It's
serious?
good
Okay, I didn't
wine.
know that.
I
It's
did not know that
actually, and
either.
I'm a big wino.
Well, wait, what store?
Grocery outlet.
Oh,
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God! So you can get wasted and make a good meal.
And the
all at
people who
grocery
work there
store.
All
know
on a
their
budget.
wine.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, it was my most exciting discovery.
That's
Or you
pretty
can,
awesome.
You can cook with it.
Yeah.
Drink it and cook.
True.
Do they have does the, like the 99-cent store, do they have meat there or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And I don't know that I would buy meat from the 99-cent store. Like more like box things or canned goods, because that stuff, I mean, they tell you to, you know,
But
stock
drive
up in
around
a
your
hurricane for
neighborhood
that.
and you're going to find a discount, some
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
discount grocery
Yeah,
store.
it's just like preparation, you know.
And put your ego aside.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Feed
like
your
know,
family.
know
And Tara,
where to buy what and what to buy where is really what it boils down to.
For what you said about being on the go, being a mom,
Yeah.
it's living out of Tupperware.
It is. That's
the best tip I can give you, living out of Tupperware.
Thank you, ladies. We'll be right back.
Thanks for watching The Movement. We may still be figuring it out, but we're doing it together.
We are.
We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Bye.